Hey, long time no see, huh? Oh man, it's been so incredibly crazy lately. Where do I even start? Well, we went to the Barker estate and we got in. Some of us snuck in, some of us got in by legitimate means. We started our investigation looking for Julian, and I don't know if I would say it went well, considering, oh, I don't know, we got arrested and blamed for something we didn't do, because, what's new, right? Um, so yeah, we got arrested for something we didn't do. It looked like, well, let me backtrack a little bit, because there was a lot that happened. So basically we got in, we started our investigation. We kind of went our separate ways, trying to, spread out, get information, that kind of thing. And Strux brought his potato salad, which ended up getting spiked with red sand because one of the teenagers there, Miri, found a couple teenagers doing red sand in the bathroom or whatever. I don't know, I wasn't there. So yeah, that happened. I had some drinks, I got kind of drunk because, Piper can't hold her liquor, huh. Anyway, that led me to getting taken away by Shadowstar, who found us and pretended like he didn't know us, even though he obviously did. And that got me interrogated, tied up and interrogated in a bedroom with him and his mother. They revealed some interesting information about Preston. Apparently he's working with them. He does something for them and they give him weapons and armor in return for whatever the hell it is that he's doing. So, yeah. I got stabbed in the leg. Very, very painful, I might add. Yeah. And while I was getting dragged off by Shadowstar, Adriana was following behind me trying to get my attention, but I knew she was there, but I didn't want to react because reacting to her would mean she would have gotten caught by Shadowstar, which would have been really bad. But luckily, with me not reacting to her, she was able to go back to everybody else and tell them where I was, so they were able to find me after a little bit. We befriended, well, for a little bit we befriended Shadowstar's sister Phoebe, who's a kid. I don't even know how old she is, but yeah, we became friends with her. She was really shy and introverted, wasn't the party type. She eventually came out and hung out with us for a bit, and there was a waltz, and we found Julian. Julian healed my wound that Shadowstar did on my leg with the interrogation. Yeah. And Julian ended up being in some kind of trance that led to him killing Janice Barker when he was intending to kill Shadowstar. So that was a whole mess. And then the crowd that was there after the shooting, they all scattered. We got the rest of our crew to take them all out and get them to somewhere safe, while we stayed and fought Shadowstar and his mechs. And some of us went downstairs and found a secret basement where 3 innocent people were being held, one of them being the Asari mother of the child that tried to pickpocket us. Another was someone with a helmet on. And then, of course, the third person was Chris. Yeah. Just can't seem to win. We knew he was in trouble. And we just left him there, wherever the hell he was. And then we found him under some kind of influence again. And now he's in the hospital, traumatized. He's awake and alive, but not talking to anybody, so yeah, that's where we're at right now. So of course we were found by CSEC down there with the hostages, And of course, since we were the only ones down there and the guard ratted us all out and said that we were trying to kill him, we got the blame. So we were arrested. We were put in jail for a little bit, CSEC. We got our phone calls, and I got my phone call. I called the Alliance legal department, and you'll never believe who our attorney ended up being. Yeah. Captain Enzo Orion, my dad, who I haven't spoken to in the last probably almost 7 years or something like that. So that was very awkward because his daughter was in prison and she was accused of something she did not do. So yeah, you can imagine how that went. Yeah. So we had our reunion before he showed up. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Before he showed up, Julian got put in the cell next to me because, you know, he's the one who actually killed Janice Barker. We talked to him for a bit. He explained himself, kind of gave us his story about what he's done, what he does, his work with the homeless as a therapist. He was an escort, he was a bodyguard for a bit, all kinds of things. But mainly, he likes being a therapist, so, which we joked, you know, like, yeah, if we get out of here, you know, you're gonna have business for a while, because I think we all need it. Yeah. I told everyone my sob story about what happened 14 years ago with my dad and my mom and my brother, and how my brother went on what was supposed to be a diplomatic mission to Invictus with my dad to speak with Turians, and he snuck out while dad was gone and got into trouble. He found a stash of Ezo, and some thugs there thought he was trying to take it. A 10-year-old kid trying to take their Ezo. Of course, because what 10-year-old kid wouldn't do that? They started to beat him up to the point where he was almost killed. Very, very close to death. And he was thrown into the Ezo, which apparently awakened his inner biotics that me and him seem to have, but have never actually tapped into because they've never manifested themselves. So yeah, that's been quite a recent development lately with me. Yeah. So I explained all that to them and to Julian, and Julian explained how he could see some biotic potential in me, some untapped potential. And we did this thing where I held my hand up to his on the glass wall in the prison, and he did something. I'm not really sure what he did, to be honest. It just felt warm. Like it was comforting in a weird way. I really should ask him what the heck that was, because it was weird. But yeah, apparently I have biotics, just like Preston does. So yeah, we're gonna try to figure that out on top of everything else that's going on in my life, because my life is never dull apparently. So yeah, he's offered to do some lessons, like meditation lessons with me to control my emotions, because I get very emotional when it comes to my family, my friends. So we're gonna do that probably. I'm back on the Stormbreaker after what feels like months, but it's probably been a week, maybe. I don't even know. I can't keep track of time anymore. But yeah. Anyway, back to the trial. We did that. My dad was the attorney. We pleaded our case. I was the one to talk mostly because no one else wanted to. Yeah. Basically told the jury and everybody how we got together and that we were on the Citadel to look for someone. I never disclosed a name because I didn't want to bring him into this, just in case for his safety, really. And yeah, considering what he's probably been up to. Yeah, so we did that. Some of the others got a chance to talk. We had quite a few friends come and speak highly of our crew. Julian tried to turn himself in and take all the blame because he's the one who pulled the trigger on Janice, which honestly probably would have happened had Miri not used Galatea. Oh, another thing is they locked our Omni tools, but Illyria's Shadow Broker connections did something to unlock them, so we had access to them again once we were in the trial. So yeah, that's cool. We played it off as, oh, but you guys didn't lock it or something. We don't know, because, you know, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Galatea showed some evidence she gathered from a terminal back in the Barker estate with Shadowstar. Apparently he had a bounty out on us, dead or alive, that was not authorized. He had some files about the Nemean Abyss, where he sent Preston, which he told me when I asked him, so that's where we're going to go next once we can leave the Citadel to go after him. So, yeah, that's good. We got a lead. You know, after I got that out of him after I roughed him up a bit, stabbed him in the back of the leg like he did to me. Felt good, not gonna lie. So yeah, he had some files on that, and then a manuscript in progress about the Stormbreaker crew being terrorists and him being the savior, because of course, why wouldn't he? He is a man-child. So yeah, of course all that evidence against him was like not okay, so he actually ended up getting arrested instead, which led to Phoebe hating us because her mom's dead and her brother's in jail, so she's by herself. Yeah. We tried to apologize to her in our own way, and that didn't go great. Tried to tell her that she'd always, if she wanted, she had a place on the Stormbreaker with us, but yeah. Basically told us to fuck off and to never speak to her again, so there's that. Yeah. We ran into her friend Aish, who was supposed to be a witness at our trial, but ended up showing up after the trial was over, which honestly was probably for the best considering that she's a bread stand user and probably would have ruined it for us. So when we saw her, we told her to go check on Phoebe and to be there for her because she needed her, since that kid's been through a lot. She literally stood and watched her mom get killed in front of her, so someone who has also lost their mom is at a young age, I can sympathize with that. So yeah. So yeah, we were found to be not guilty, and Julian is with us now. He's, I wouldn't say joining our crew, but he's with our crew. He's probably gonna join our crew. We have a habit of taking in strays, so plus he's gonna have a lot of therapy business with all of us for a while, so I don't see why he wouldn't want to. We're a very charming bunch, as you probably know. So yeah, we were granted access back on the Stormbreaker, so that's where I am now. I'm here before everybody else because I wanted to get this login since it's been so long. It's the middle of the night, so yeah. Honestly, they're probably still back at the CSEC. I'm just here because I've missed the ship and needed to rant about everything that has gone on and how it's been a lot. It has been a lot emotionally, So it's funny. It's weird being back on the Stormbreaker, but also refreshing because since I left Vancouver, not Vancouver, since I left Rio, it's been hard to feel like I've had a home, especially with the Reapers being on Earth and doing what they're doing, knowing that it's probably gone to total shit now and everything is probably in ruins. And there's no guarantee that I'm ever going to get to go back there, so the Stormbreaker and my crewmates are all I have right now. So this ship has become my home, and they've become like family to me too. So they easily could have left after the whole Rannoch situation was resolved, but honestly, after I spilled all my guts to them, I wouldn't have blamed them if they would have said, we're done after that. But no, they're gonna stay. They're gonna stay and help until we find them and get them back. So that's pretty incredible, honestly, that they're so devoted. I've never really seen myself as the leader type. I've always dreamed of being a commander of an Alliance ship and having my own crew to, lead. But I thought after everything that happened with my mom and with Preston, and Dad resigning from the N7 ranks, and he's a lawyer now, which apparently he tried to tell me about in an email, which I never saw, which I really need to ask him about tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like, I've been trying to think about it, and it's just how they're so set on helping me. Sometimes I think it's just because I helped them with Rannoch, so they're like, oh, we have to help her because we owe her. That was kind of my initial thought after everything that happened there, but I'm really starting to think now that after what we've been through together with the trial and everything, and after telling them everything that happened to me and my family, I think, they really do care, and they really do want to help. It's not just out of obligation for something I did for them, which, honestly, is not something I was expecting when I left Rio. So, yeah. They've really come through for me when they really didn't have to, nor did they have any obligation to. And when I enlisted at 18, I never expected to find people who were so, I guess for lack of a better word, loyal to someone in their group. Of course, I've been in crews that have been, loyal to one another, but I think with this group specifically, it's something different. It's something much more special, and that kind of scares me, because while I'm gaining all these things, I've got them, I've got my dad, I've got Adriana, I'm gonna get Preston eventually. It's going to happen one way or another. It will happen, and he will be himself again. I could still lose them just as easy as I gained them. Just like, one day Mom was there and one day she wasn't. Or, well, one day she was there and the next day she wasn't, rather. So, I guess I just, after her death, I closed myself off because I thought if I just care too much about people, then I'm going to end up getting hurt. Either they're going to leave me or they're going to die or something terrible is going to happen to them or because I care about them, which probably sounds insane, I know, but honestly that's how I've been living the last 14 years. And I don't know if that really has any merit to it, but I'm sure as hell gonna do everything to make sure that we make it through this damn war because we all have homes and families to get back to. You know, even if that means at the end of this we all do survive, we all do go home and rebuild and, you know, restart our lives, and if that means separating and never talking to each other again, you know what? It's fine because I got to know them and they got to know me and we make a hell of a team, so I don't want to let them down, and I don't want to make them regret being here after everything they've done for me, everything they're sacrificing when, you know, Juan and Miri could easily just go back to Rannoch. They could just easily go back and help rebuild. Because that's what, you know, Corvos did that, of course, understandably so. Miri's parents, Kat and Seb, are both there. Like, they don't have to be here, but they are because they want to be here. And that's just, I guess, a pressure that I didn't know was there until it was there, or until recently, rather. It's always been there, but I know Miri's still here. She wants to find another body for her dad. He doesn't want to be a dog anymore, even though he's super cute, but I get it, you know. I probably wouldn't want to be a dog either. But, you know, she's got that. She's got a Moby. Juan, I don't really know what his goals are now. You know, he's starting to heal after what he went through with his old crew. And he has Reese. They're super cute together. And then there's Strux, who I don't really know what he wants, but I think he's just happy to be here. Able to kill things and be who he is, which is great because we love him. And then there's me, who's in an emotional mess, just trying to fix what's left of her broken family. So, you know, there's all that. Yeah. Tomorrow, well, today rather, I guess, it's past midnight, so today I am going to be, well, I know our goals are to go and show both Julian and my dad the Stormbreaker, because they haven't seen it. My dad hasn't been on an Alliance ship for years, so I'm sure he'll probably have a lot to say. You know, maybe get some food. None of us have really eaten in a while, good food, so get some food from Rourke, which I am honestly very excited about. And then after that, I think we all got separate things to do while we're stuck on the Citadel, because they're doing another investigation at the Barker estate, and they want us to be here until that's done. So we're stuck here for a little bit longer, which honestly I'm fine with. As much as I want to go and find Preston right now, I'm good with that because I've got things I can do here until then, like catch up with my dad, you know, go grab lunch with him or ask him questions about his new career choice and if he's, you know, what he's been up to. And Julie and I are also going to go visit Chris in the hospital. I've decided that I'm going to get him, have have Rourke prepare him a nice meal, because I'm sure the hospital food is probably not the greatest. They're doing their best, but maybe get a bowl of food from Rourke to take to him, and then maybe another gift, to maybe like a book or something to tide him over, give him something to do while he's stuck in the hospital. Yeah. They said in the trial he was awake and okay, but he's not talking. Some form of PTSD, which honestly does not surprise me. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go try and talk to him. Maybe see if, bring Julian with me, see if, because Chris used to be one of his patients, so I don't know how that will go. I'm gonna ask Julian, without prying too much, what the relationship was like, and make sure, he's not gonna upset him, because I don't know how they ended things or whatever, but, yeah. So, we're gonna go see him. I'm gonna try and talk to him and apologize for such a shitty job I did of protecting him like I promised his friends I would. And just try to get to know him better. I don't know. Ever since I met him, he's been this enigma who I've wanted to talk to. And my first impression, I was totally wasted. It's a Rannoch party, so that was not great. I sobered up for a little bit and talked to him probably for about 20 minutes before we went to bed, so maybe this time, with some good food and a present, I can maybe hopefully get through to him and get him to say something. No pressure, of course. I don't want to make him do something he doesn't want to do or is not ready to do, but when we were getting dragged out by C-Sec in the basement of the estate, I knew he was there, and I called out to him and basically told him that he was an Alliance soldier, ex-Alliance, but still an Alliance soldier, and that he was stronger than any, I believe my exact words were mindfuckery that had a hold over him, or had any mindfuckery that was going on with him, and he seemed to respond to that, because he stopped banging on the door and just stared at me when I got dragged out, which I don't know what that means. I don't know if I've made a good impression on him, if I said or did something to do that for him, or I don't know. I feel this responsibility for him, I guess, because of where we found him back on Rannoch with my brother, and the torture he's gone through with the mind control and being kidnapped, and just after all and he's homeless, and he's not had the best life from what I know about him. I'm sure there's more to it aside from that, with the Alliance, and basically him telling me not to trust them, have blind faith in them, which I still don't really get, but hopefully we can talk about that. It's funny, because it seems like everyone in our group, since we became a crew, has found their person. Reese and Juan, they have each other. Miri has Moby, Strux is just everyone. I'm one of 3 humans on the Stormbreaker, so him being both Alliance, granted ex-Alliance, but still Alliance nonetheless, and human, I feel like we can connect on a more... We could connect more from that. So... And Julian mentioned something about him swearing off guns and alcohol, which... The alcohol thing makes sense, but guns... that was interesting. So part of me is just kind of wondering if something happened when he was still in the Alliance. Something, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I want to ask him, but it's probably not the right time to ask him right now. Because of how he is. So, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's late. But, yeah, I think, you know, today, I'm gonna go visit him, talk to him, try to get through to him, maybe help him feel a bit better, and, you know, meditate with Julian, hang out with Dad, maybe I want to do some research on this Nemean Abyss area. I don't know where it is. I get my galaxy map back. Thank the gods. You know, it's really the little things in life that you don't know are great until they're taken away from you. The galaxy map for me is definitely one of those things. Being at the navigator, but yeah. Yeah. So, definitely do all that tomorrow. You know, do all my social stuff first and then come back and do the research with the map and extranet and books and whatever we have to help with that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think I am going to wrap this video log up there because it is very late and I need to get back and get some sleep because I don't want to worry anybody. Fuck it, I may just sleep here, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, this has been Lieutenant Piper Orion, and, yeah, you know, just got my dad back. Oh, another thing that happened real quick before I officially sign off. It's funny, you know, with Phoebe and her losing her mom, I kind of spilled my guts a bit to her about knowing what it's like to lose a daughter losing her mom. And I wasn't paying attention to my dad when I was saying that, but I'm sure he probably had some emotions about that. I still think he blames himself to some degree with what happened to her. So that's another thing for us to talk about. You know, carefully, of course. I don't want to upset him, but it's funny. When he showed up, he was in such a hurry that his suit was all messy and his tie was all loose and undone, and oh my god, if Mom would have saw him, she would have lost her mind of how ridiculous, not ridiculous, but how messy he looked. So it was funny, we had our recess in the middle of our trial, a break or whatever, and his tie was all undone, so I was actually able to, in handcuffs, mind you, I was handcuffed when this happened. I actually was able to tie his tie successfully and made it nicer because Mom had taught me when I was younger, just in case she wasn't around when Dad or Preston needed their tie to be tied, so I actually remembered how to do it, which didn't think I would be able to do, but yeah, that happened. You know, it just made me think of Mom, and I'm sure he thought of Mom, and just, yeah, a lot of emotions to go around. Anyway, that's nothing. That's just me being sentimental. So, it's for real this time. This is Lieutenant Piper Orion of the SSV Stormbreaker, signing off for the night. Good night.